And it takes a while. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode here at the Fit Fighter Podcast, the podcast gym of inspirational fitness talk. I am your host, the fitness goer, TJ Williams, giving the insight of my fitness journey, discussing and analyzing fitness-based subjects, and highlighting individuals involved in fitness, past, present, and future. All right, so of course, we're reaching spring. I mean, I don't think the snowstorm is over yet. I mean, I think there's another one coming, but I don't think I'm ready for it. So I'm not gonna be stuck in the snow like before. Yeah, so make sure you get a car that's big enough to get through the snow and not down the ground. All right, so enough bad stuff aside. All right, so I got a guest this week. Of course, a classmate that I went to high school and middle school with. All right, so she's willing to come in and talk about her fitness journey. And of course, this is going to be real interesting because just a reminder, this is also highlighting people that are on a fitness journey that actually are looking to lose weight. So, of course, my guest will be talking about that today. So, may everybody introduce you to Samantha Real or Samantha Brekke? Or did I say it right?
Brekke. Yeah, Brekke. Yeah, that's it.
Brekke.
Yeah. I feel like so back. Hi. So thank you for having me on. Yeah, I guess back when we knew each other, I was Sam Real.
Yeah.
Back in our Gaskill and Niagara Falls high school days. But yeah, so now Sam Brekke.
Yeah. So back then, you were pretty much athletic. You did like a lot of sports.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I was on the softball team, basketball, swimming. I was in the bowling team. And then from after high school, I actually played rugby for Niagara University. So I played rugby for college for 4 years.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And what instrument do you play in high or was it middle
Oh
school?
yeah, that's right. Okay, so I I played the baritone saxophone and you played the drums, right?
Oh,
You're in percussion?
Yeah, actually I get the only instruments I ever had was the cymbals.
That's right. Yeah, that is right. But you were like killer on them. Like I feel like you were so good.
Yeah, here I am with like the worst instruments that I can ever get, but I play those like a champion.
You played them like a champ for sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think I crashed them so hard. I think I either like cracked both of them or something.
Yeah, I remember that. I feel like, oh my gosh, those are the days, especially like Gaskill band. Those were the days.
Yeah. How about the band trips? Like I think
oh my God,
the 2 years, like 6th grade and 7th grade, went to Canada's Wonderland.
Yep.
And
yeah,
then
it was so funny. I was just recently talking to like Chris Dowling about this.
Oh
yeah. Him and I are actually pretty good buds these days. Yeah. And we were talking about all this stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen him? You see Yeah, you see how he looked when he was in middle school and to now?
He's a really good person. You should have him. Him and I are pretty good buds. I'll talk to him. But he would be a great person to walk through kind of his journey because he's so buff.
Oh yeah, it's like it was around 2010. I was working out in World Gym at the time and I caught him and I thought he looked familiar. It's like, that's Chris Dowling? He's jacked.
I know. Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me that we're talking about you, but I'm that we're talking about him. But yeah, for sure, he's super cool.
Yeah, and I definitely saw him at the reunion also. Yeah,
yeah.
So he was oh man, it's going back years ago.
Really. Oh my, I know it's so crazy. It was really funny too. Not that your listeners care, but we were looking at Chris and I were looking at old yearbooks, and the photos are so funny. Like just. We all looked horrible, like so bad.
Yeah, no, I keep looking at my senior pictures. Like I smile so wide and my eyes closed. Like,
really? But that was you. Like I feel like you're always just so happy. Like you're always just this really positive, like happy guy. So that picture is perfect.
Definitely. Okay, so we're gonna get to this episode. So we're going to kind of go back to the past of how you were before you got to your fitness journey. So of course we talked about how athletic you are. And then of course we're going to go right into like your fitness journey. So the first question would be, describe yourself of how you were before you got into fitness.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I feel like my entire life has been a fitness journey, right? Like I always athletic, played baseball and softball growing up and bowling and all these things. But, I've always was, and I hate to say it, like a bigger girl, but I was just, athletically built and just a little on the chunky side. But always just just athletic. And then after you and I were chatting a little bit kind of before we started. So played rugby in college, got hurt playing rugby, and I've had 3 back surgeries since 2012, ending with a rods and screws in my back. So obviously with that, I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 80 pounds kind of after that, just because my mobility completely changed. I was really depressed and like couldn't do those kind of like team sports and things that I had done before. So I was just not really in a good space. And then I guess this whole kind of fitness journey that I'm walking through right now, and for those of you who don't know, so I committed to 365 days of working out in a row. Today was day 180. So I have not missed a single day in the last almost 6 months. In 2 days, it'll be 6 months. I have worked out consistently. So I guess that how this whole thing came about was in September of 2020. I was at my sister's wedding, actually back up in Lockport, New York. And I wasn't feeling really great kind of after the wedding. We drove back down. I was starting to have some really bad pains in my stomach, and just got really nauseous. Wasn't quite sure what was going on. Ended up getting sick. Well, ended up getting so sick, I was in the hospital. So really long story short, I ended up spending from September 2020 until January 2021. I spent 21 nights in the hospital over a 3-month period, had to get off of work for 2 months. And I ended up getting diagnosed with chronic pancreatitis.
Oh,
Yeah. So basically the back quarter of my pancreas is dead. And my pancreas doesn't break down fat in my body. So it was like that defining moment, right? And if you're watching a movie, like that defining moment where the character is like, this is going to change my life. Like that's what happened. It completely changed my life and my lifestyle. And through that process, I had lost about 45, 50 pounds because I couldn't put anything in my body for 3 months except liquids, basically. During that, I had my gallbladder taken out. They couldn't quite figure out what was going on with me. Ended up having to see some specialists up to Indiana University up in Indianapolis. So it was a really long and tiring journey for those 3 months. I mean, I was pretty sick.
yeah.
So kind of after that, we got everything kind of under control. And that's when in January of 2021, I decided like, okay, I'm going to start taking care of myself better because I have to. So with chronic pancreatitis, I have a 40% chance of having pancreatic cancer, which is like not the cancer that you want. Not that you want any cancer, but it's definitely not the one that you want. It's pretty fatal. So I today do everything I possibly can to kind of safeguard myself from that. And a lot of that has to do with what I put in my body and then how I move my body.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of my backstory, if you will, and what got me to today.
Yeah, it's always that health scare that kind of gets your attention to go out, work out, and pretty much get yourself in shape.
Yeah. And I hate that. And I think that's the thing, like for everyone like listening, like don't wait until that health scare happens because it's probably going to happen, right? If it's not as severe as this, it's high blood pressure or high cholesterol or, diabetes or something like that. Like those things are coming, especially if you are an unhealthy individual. So, instead of waiting for that to happen, just be proactive like that. I wish I would have done that. So I wouldn't be in the situation, I had to go through for those 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, so pretty much that was my situation with high blood pressure. I wasn't being careful with how I was treating my body. I was like
Yeah.
athletic like you were in high school, you know, like
Yeah.
football, track, and of course I was doing karate too. And of course that was that one scare that the doctor saying that if I wasn't gonna control my blood pressure and something was gonna happen to me. So
Yeah. It's
I
so
mean,
scary.
yeah. So I mean, from there, like once I get that health scare, I immediately went to work. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
And it's work. Oh my gosh, is it work?
yeah,
It's work. It's so hard.
I say the machine that helped me or saved my life was the elliptical because that
Yeah.
was,
That thing. I stay off that thing. I hate
yeah,
cardio.
yeah. Let's just say I hold the record on the elliptical 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I would have passed out probably after. I probably could have gone an hour and then my legs would just be like jello.
Yeah, but that's how I got famous in World Gym. I mean,
I love that. I love that. Do you have like a plaque? I hope they have like a plaque or something up
yeah,
for
they
you. Or like,
should.
yeah, or like even like a post-it or something. There should be something that commemorates that moment.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so since you was talking about your fitness journey, or at least how you gotten like in the fitness journey, but you was talking about your health scare.
Yeah.
I that kind of thought me kind of got me thinking about another person that I follow on Instagram. It was posted on the news lately. I think she was like a fitness influencer. I'm trying to think of her name. Oh,
Yeah.
Lexi Reed. Yeah,
Okay. I've never heard, I'll have to look her up. Lexi Reed.
yeah.
Okay.
There was like posted something on the news that she was put on a ventilator because she had like some type of health scare or something.
Okay.
And I think she was on a ventilator and in a coma. And I think she's out of it now, but she's on
Yeah.
dialysis or something. Yeah,
Dialysis. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was following her for a while because she was on a weight loss journey too,
Yeah.
as well as her husband. And
Yeah.
I kind of reached out to her husband saying that I was offering my condolences and see if they can be on the show in the future.
Yeah. That'd
So
be awesome. That'd
yeah,
be
so,
so cool.
so kind of a shout out to her, and hopefully she gets
Do it,
recovers.
Lexi. We
Yeah,
hope you, I mean, I have no clue about your story, but I totally hope you're on the mend and totally join the podcast.
yeah, definitely. All right, so moving forward, so what would just, of course, you talk about your push into fitness, that was your health scare. So, what was your most difficult challenge starting out?
I think for me, it wasn't on the actual like fitness, like workout side. Like that for me was pretty easy, right? Like, I was, an athlete. Like I know how to, well, at least I thought I did. I thought I knew how to work out. I just figured it out over the last 180 days, to be honest with you. But for me, the hardest thing was what I put in my body. So Italian from New York, right? Like
Yeah,
we can eat, right? TJ, like like the food back home is so good. And then I moved to the South where the food is even better. Um, always have been a big drinker, like love wine and things like that. And the Mediterranean diet is a high fat diet. Well, that is not something I can do. So I can only have 50 grams of fat a day or less. Like that, when you start, if anyone out there tracks their macros and you start counting your fat, like 50 grams is not a lot. So for me, that was the hardest thing that I had to do was work through that and figure out how I'm supposed to eat all day and be full, but eat the right things. And, there's also, I can't take ibuprofen or any NSAID. So anti-inflammatory drugs I can't take because of my pancreas. So incorporating those anti-inflammatory foods like cherries and turmeric into my diet to like naturally help my body like work with myself instead of work against me. And then in the past October, they actually put me on digestive enzymes. So now every time I put food into my body, I have to take a pill, and it's the same enzymes that your pancreas is supposed to secrete to break down the food. Like mine just needs some help, but I can only take 8 a day, which means I can only put food in my body 8 times a day, which is it's like I figured it out, right? It's easy. I figured it out, but when you consciously have to take a pill with food, like your snacking stops because you have to start making these like conscious decisions about the things that you put in your body.
yeah,
And then you start like, is it worth it? Like, is it worth the fat? Is it worth like, do I really want this, whatever that I'm going to have? So that, I think that for me is probably been the hardest thing.
yeah. So that's the hardest thing about me, like trying to eat the right foods. I try to get away from eating fast foods. I
Oh
want to
yeah.
try. Yeah, I want to
You
try
don't
to
eat fast
cook.
food.
You know,
Yeah. Do you like to cook?
yeah, I'm pretty much. I like the food prep pretty much.
Yeah.
So usually I cook like once a week and try to
Okay.
get a food prep. I got like chicken, and then of course I try to do different vegetables. Definitely I'm pretty much hooked on vegetables now because
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I mean, honestly, like I don't eat a ton of meat. I can't go, I should go vegan, but I can't do it. I just can't give up
yeah,
cheese, even though it's so hard. It's not something I can really eat, like goat cheese. Like cheese is so high in fat. So it's just
yeah,
not something I can eat, but I definitely love it. But like lentils and beans and, I'm a big foodie and I'm a big cook. So like through all of this, I've had to like basically restructure how we eat meals in my
yeah.
household and the things I eat when I order out. And it's definitely been a huge challenge.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge challenge when you have to travel, mostly for
Oh
wrestling.
my
You
gosh.
know, I kind of bring like my own food. Like I try to have like salad or at least
Yeah.
spinach, or even I bring almonds with me. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
I'm exactly the same way. So I'm in, like I said, I'm like in outside sales. So I kind of travel the state of Kentucky often. So I have like a little cooler, this little green cooler that I put in my front seat, and days that I'm going to be out. Like that thing is full of like Greek yogurt and like cucumbers and celery and like sometimes even just like sliced ham or grilled chicken, anything like a steamed asparagus and steamed broccoli. Love
those,
eating that cold. Like, so I'll just like anything I can just reach in the cooler and kind of eat while I'm driving. Because if not, like your options are fast food and I cannot eat fast. There's
mm-mm.
one meal I can eat and it's from Wendy's and it's a grilled chicken sandwich with a baked potato. Like it has 9 grams of fat in it. It's the only thing I can eat. And most of the time, Wendy's doesn't have any potatoes for whatever reason.
Yeah, they should because they got fries.
I know, right? So I feel you on that. Traveling's really difficult. And then even too, like ordering out at a restaurant is so like for anyone out there who like is struggling with like a weight loss program or anything, and you're out at a restaurant, like I feel you. Like you take your time. If it takes you 10 minutes to order and you're amending everything, you're asking them 1,000 questions, just do it. Like who cares? Like don't be embarrassed. Like just do it.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that kind of bothered me, like when I was on my weight loss journey, you know, here I am, me, my father, and of course my uncle, my brother-in-law, or not brother-in-law, or stepbrother. We
Yeah.
traveled all the way from Niagara Falls to Linden, Alabama, like 20, like it's a 24-hour trip.
Yeah.
You know, I tried not to eat so much, you know, but really it's like my father just kind of pressured me to eat something that's like I was on a diet and I was trying not to eat like a
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same way I was down there. I honestly I hate going down there. I
Oh,
mean,
it's so hard because the food is so good and you're not
yeah,
supposed to eat it.
exactly. You know, I try to get away from that, and then you know, and I kind of came back home, and you know, the weight that I lost, I gained back, and I was like
Yeah.
angry about it, and I had to work extra harder to get
Yeah.
lose it.
And you
But
can't, and that's the thing that just is so hard. Like you can't get upset when you gain the weight back, or if you gain a little bit back, or if you have a setback. Like it's life, right? Like it's a journey. You can't like stress out. You just gotta kind of refocus and go back to being consistent. Like you kind of just have to play with it. Cause if not, you're just gonna dig yourself into a hole and then get upset and just fall off the horse again.
yeah, yeah, you know, I fall off the horse a couple of times, but you know, I got back up.
It's fine. You
Yeah,
just got to get back. It's life. I mean, this is life, right? Like if we did everything exactly how we were supposed to, I mean, that'd be no fun.
yeah. All right. So, what would you say the goal that you're aiming for? What's your ultimate goal?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, so I'm the kind of from a weight loss. So my ultimate goal is to be healthy, right? My ultimate goal is not to die from pancreatic cancer, if I'm being honest, right?
Yeah,
Like that is my ultimate goal is to take care of my pancreas and take care of my body and just to be healthy and to be healthy from a physical perspective, emotional, like, you know, social, like all of the things. Like I want to be healthy. When I start to like drill that down into like actual measurable goals, I mean, for me, I'd really like to be under 200 pounds. So I have lost 70 pounds since basically September of 2020. So
excellent.
I still have some time. I have about 50 more to go to hit my goal. But because of everything that happened. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I'll be frank. I was over 300 pounds. Like I was over 320, to be honest with you. So how everything kind of happened. And because the way I lost so much weight at the beginning, because I was sick, like that, like you just lose you're just losing body mass, right? I wasn't toning. I was in a hospital bed. I was sitting on the couch. Like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't work out because I was so sick. So the first like 6 months of coming off of 2021, like I was working out and like nothing was changing, but like I was becoming leaner and toner and like my skin was kind of like becoming more like tighter and things like that. So that I think for me, that's probably my biggest accomplishment is the fact that the weight that I lost when I was sick, I did not gain back because that is the hardest thing. And some people sometimes have given me some flack, like, oh yeah, well, if I got sick, I'd lose a bunch of weight too. I'm like, yeah, but you'd probably gain it back. Like, I changed my entire life, like my entire lifestyle, I changed, and I didn't gain that 55 pounds back. Like, and then I lost some on top. I've lost to an extra 15 or 20 on top of it. Like that to me, like, has been probably one of my biggest accomplishments in my life.
Yeah, so definitely your ultimate goal is just get healthier. Or do you have any other goals in mind? Say if you want to do a 5K or maybe.
Yeah. You know what I would really like to do? I've never had really good upper body strength. All my body has strength has always been in my legs, right in my thighs, my ass. Like, that's just where, like, right in my rugby position. Like, if anyone knows anything about rugby, I was a pack player. Like, I was in the scrum. Like, it was all lower body. So I would love to grow my upper body strength. I've push-ups. Like, I can't do a push-up. Like, I mean, I can do like 5, I think. I don't even know if they're actually push-ups, what I'm doing. So I would just love to be one of those people that just pop down and they can just like do
Yeah.
push-ups. Right. Like, that and a pull-up. Like, I've never been able to do a pull-up in my life. Like, I would love to be able to just do some pull-ups and do some push-ups. Like, you know, like that's what I would like to do, and hike. So hiking is something that I've recently gotten into. My husband's kind of got me into that. In his side of the family, his sister-in-law is a huge hiker up. They live out in Salt Lake City and Park City, Utah. I was just out there actually a month ago, and we got to do some hiking, and it was my first big mountain hike. And I'd love to be just at a spot where I could go hiking, like on a hiking trip where you hike for 4 days. Like, that to me would be something I'd love to be able to do in the next like year or so.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be a goal. Just like do something that really interests you, and then try to
Yeah.
go with it. Yeah. For me, I mean, I did like 3 5Ks,
Oh
and
my God,
luckily,
bless your heart. No, I don't run.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I've been doing when I was in my like good, like I got in shape. Now I just kind of started running. I still run. I mean, my longest miles I've done was 10. So
Wow.
I'm gonna try to go for a half marathon.
That's
Uh,
amazing. Hey,
yeah.
listen, there's a really good one here in Louisville. It's a part of like Derby weekend for the Kentucky Derby. There's a mini marathon, then there's a half marathon. Like, and I want to say there's a full marathon too, but the running culture is pretty big down here.
Yeah. I don't think I'll go for that full marathon yet. I mean,
No.
yeah.
Listen, you have my full support, and I would even cheer on the sidelines for you, but I am not running. I was a couple months ago, I went for a walk after one of my workouts, and I was like, oh man, I got some energy in me. Like, I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna run to the stop sign. TJ, I ran to the stop sign and I was like, why? Why did I do this? Like, I hated every second of it. I'm like, I'm no, I want to go just lift weights. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, so really, I feel like I just like own Hyde Park because I run like mostly that,
I love
but in
that.
the air, I see I get more friends running from doing running than I do any place else. Like
That's
really,
awesome.
yeah, it's
I
like
love that. I love that. No, good. I'm so happy for you, and all the power to you, man.
hey, okay. So who do you look up to when you're on your journey? So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. So I think this one specifically, I want to call out some of my girls. So what I do in the last 100 and 80 days, I've been a part of Beachbody, which I'm sure you're aware of, right?
yeah,
It's a really, really great program, especially for people who don't want to go to the gym or don't have a lot of equipment or things like that. Like, there's a ton of workouts that are under 30 minutes. But I got connected with this through a friend of mine, Caitlin, who's here. And, I kind of reached out to her and was like, hey, like, I need some help. Would you help me through this? And she has been amazing. Like, I tell her probably on a weekly basis that she personally changed my life. And I didn't even know it was happening until now, like, looking back. So again, shout out to Caitlin, because girlfriend, you have changed my life. So thank you. And so her, and then Chelsea, who is like, I guess, got her into Beachbody as well. So the two of them are kind of my coaches, and we've created this kind of accountability, a community, and there's about 10 or 15 girls in this community. And I think for me, like, I look up to them the most because we have like an Instagram kind of private message. And, right now we're kind of walking through like a 100-day challenge together. And every single day, like everyone's checking in, like I did the workout, or we'll do water challenges. And then like, I have like a couple of the girls like Erin and Katie, and my cousin Katie, and then my girl Madison in Owensboro, like they're always kind of texting me on the side being like, hey, like I saw that you're also doing like lift 4. Like I'm thinking about like layering something too. And like, I don't know, there's just like accountability and this like sense of community for me. It's like, this is where it's at for me. Like, it's like I've created my own personal gym. Right. And
Yeah.
like, I love it. And that's the stuff for me, like the relationship building and the community aspect that like keeps me so engaged in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I know my mom is like Weight Watchers. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, she could just do the same thing. Like she kind of goes and like do Zoom like meetings, and then she talks to her friends about like her journey. I know she's retired now, so she has as much time to work out. So
Yeah.
she don't have to worry about taking care of me no more.
I
So
know. Your mom was the nicest lady ever. I like
yeah,
always remember her. She's so nice. But yeah, I think that's why Weight Watchers is so successful, right? Because a big part of Weight Watchers is that community sense. And just like you were saying, right, you're on that trip and like, your family is kind of pressuring you to eat healthy. Like, like if you can surround yourself with people who support you and who are positive and buy in, and then, even also do it along with you. Like, my husband, like, through me working out, I've kind of convinced him to kind of get back into it because he was an athlete his whole life and, did all that. So now he's starting to, he built us a whole gym in our basement and he's lifting and, doing all these things. I don't necessarily know if he loves it, but he's doing it. So, so I just, and you same thing with my mom and my aunt, like, I feel like all these people kind of around me have started like joining in on this, and it just creates this kind of like culture. And my two cousins up in Ohio and like their siblings, like, I don't know. I feel like we just have this like culture that we can all relate to and just lift each other up and keep motivating each other.
yeah, definitely. Hey, and you mentioned with Beachbody, that kind of reminds me of Les Mills. Yeah, I kind of got into that. Les Mills Body Combat. So that's
Okay.
also a good community. You remember Jamie Tobias, right?
Yeah. 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 Is that what she does? Cause she looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think she does body pump because the last time I remembered. Yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
girl, if you're listening, keep it up because I follow you on Instagram and you are crushing it.
yeah. So me and her almost kind of go back and forth with Body Combat because I'm a fitness a certified instructor now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's awesome. That's
uh,
so cool.
yeah. So if you were listening to my first podcast, I talk about like my training with the list mill. So yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah, I'm a natural when it comes to body combat. It's like when I started
So
teaching,
like, what is it? So like, is it like kickboxing, like punching, like fighting? What is it?
yeah, it's basically like kickboxing. Like you're doing different styles of martial arts in the workout. So
Okay.
they have different tracks and it's like almost like choreographed.
Okay.
Um,
Is it like contact or no contact?
oh, it's no contacts. It's just
Okay, I'll have to check. I'll have to check this out. I'll have to let me know if you ever do like a Zoom class or something. I'll have to check it out.
yeah. So I think they got some classes. I don't know. Do they got like world gyms or kind of classes over where they're at?
Yeah, I'll have to look. I don't think we have a world gym down here, but I'm sure there's probably some place that offers it.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually either do a half an hour or either 45 minutes or an hour. Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I was a natural. I went from teaching one class to teaching like five. People
that's
begged me to
awesome.
teach.
That's
'Cause,
awesome.
like
That's so
really, yeah,
cool.
if somebody needs a sub, I'm like the first person they reach out to, and then I'm there.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. That's awesome.
I, all right, so we were talking about like the subject like people need to know about like fitness. Like, what would you say like other than your condition with your pancreas? So is there any other issues you like the listeners to know?
Yeah. So I was when you had kind of sent these questions over before, I was like looking through it, and I think I think for me, I guess my advice or what I think people should kind of like look into is like knowing your own body. So I think there's so much out there right now, especially when it comes to nutrition, like keto this and keto that, or intermittent fasting. Like there's all these like things and gimmicks like Atkins, like don't eat carbs, don't eat white stuff. Like, and for me personally, like I get to eat carbs. Like I have to eat pasta. Like those are the things I have to eat. But like the keto diet, the high fat bacon and cheese and all this, like I can't do that, you
Mm-mm.
know, and which is crazy because my entire life, what do you do, TJ, when you lose weight? You cut carbs and eat more fat. Like that is what the world tells you to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
and like that's what and like it was never working for me because literally my I was killing my body because my pancreas couldn't handle it. So, and people are like, well, I can't eat gluten, I can't eat this. I think the most important thing is like know your own body. So there's blood tests that you can do now. There's food sensitivity tests. There's things where you can kind of like you strip down and you do like I think a part of Whole30 is this, where you strip down and you only eat like vegetables and things like that, and then you slowly add things in to see how your body reacts to it. Like do some research on your body and do some research on nutrition itself, and don't just follow some fad diet. And if you are going to change your lifestyle to start eating a certain way, like make sure you're doing it correctly and not just eating a bunch of bacon. Like, cause
Yeah.
that's not a diet. Like, and that's not a lifestyle. So I think, yeah, just like know yourself and don't just because it's working for your friend that, is 5'2" and 96 pounds, like doesn't mean it's going to work for you when you're 6 feet and 250 pounds. Like it's probably not going to work. Your bodies are different. And
Yeah.
that's
So,
okay. Like it's great. Like our bodies are different. We want our bodies to be different. Like that's good.
so in your other words, you just want to follow your own brand, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like create your own brand and figure out what works for you. And even from a workout perspective, if cardio and running works, do it. Like if it doesn't, like you don't have to do cardio to lose weight. You can
Yep.
just lift. Like I mean, honestly, you'll probably lose more weight by like dialing in on your nutrition and lifting than you are going to be running or walking.
Yeah, pretty much resistant training. It's like it pretty much makes you sweat because you use your muscles.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually what I tell my participants when I'm doing class, you say listen to your body. Like if you're dealing with limitations or injuries, please consider the low impact, low intensity options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm clear. I'm walking through that right now. So I had surgery a couple of let's see, 10 days ago. It was something super minor, but it was on my kind of on my abdominal. And so I couldn't work out. So I started freaking out because I'm like, hey, I'm like talking to my doctor. I'm like, I'm in this journey where I've committed to 365 days. Like I can't give up. I can't stop. Like I need to stay consistent. Like, and that for me, consistency is my key. Like, so what can I do? And he's like, well, you can walk. And I'm like, but that's not working out. And he's like, yeah, it is. It's totally working out. And like, that's what you're going to get to do. So the day of my surgery, I worked out in the morning, had it done. So the next day, I think I walked a half a mile and I was so like frustrated with myself. And then my husband kind of reminded, he's like, but this is all your body can do right now. And this is okay. Like
Yeah.
for what you're like, you have to listen to your body. And you'd think I'd know that because I've had 3 back surgeries. So you'd think I'd know that, but it's so hard to just step back and like listen to our bodies.
Yeah, I had like problems with my lower back as also, I mean, I didn't have to get surgery. It kind of led to sciatica, which
Oh
that
my
was,
gosh. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You just have to
Imagine,
listen to it.
yeah, imagine you couldn't sit down for a while, and then of course your leg is in pain.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the worst.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to worry about those back injuries. I mean, really, I'm taking care of my back now. So,
Good. That's good.
even though I'm bumping a lot in pro wrestling, yeah. So,
Yeah. You got to be careful. You don't want to trust me. I've rods and screws in my back. So the last thing you want to do is hurt your back because it'll take you out for a while.
yeah, because I know my dad's going through the same thing. He recently got surgery a couple weeks back, so he's kind of recovering. Yeah, so
Yeah. And with you just got to treat your body. I think it boils down to just treating your body with respect. Right. And like giving yourself that time to recover, but still keep it moving. And just because you're recovering doesn't mean you have to sit on the couch or lay in bed. Like from a mental standpoint and from a physical standpoint, like you got to keep it moving. So if it means you're just taking a little bit of a walk, then you just take a little bit of a walk. And, from when I started at half a mile and now I'm doing over 3.5 miles. And honestly, I could keep going. I just get bored. So I stop.
Yeah. I gotta say, you gotta have that kind of music in your ear that helps you keep going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of call it, if you call it like an earworm or something, that you play the music over and over again, that kind of gives you that motivation.
Yep. Yep. So I like try to listen to podcasts or listen to like 2000s gangster rap. Like that's usually what I listen to when I walk, like
Yeah.
just like walking in suburbia, listening to like Eminem and Nelly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You catch that Super Bowl?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I watched it with my mom and she was like, you know all the words. I'm like, this was my life. Like, this is what we grew up on. Like, I was the best Super Bowl halftime show ever.
Yeah, you got those people complaining that it wasn't, but that was like the greatest.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was
It was so good.
that was basically Snoop Dogg. Just of course, he bought off Death Row Records,
Uh-huh.
which he started off with, but now he's owning it. Yeah,
I love it. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is kind of like, he's extremely funny too. Like he
Oh my
does.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. You ever see he does those videos? He does like narrates nature and then kind of.
No,
Oh
no.
yeah,
I
you
have
should.
got to look this up.
Yeah.
I like secretly love his relationship with Martha Stewart. Like I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
they're BFFs and I love it. Like I love when they do commercials. I think they one point like a cooking show together. Like
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So definitely. Yeah. So definitely check those videos out. He
I will.
just
I'm going to. I have a list of things I need to check out because of our conversation.
All right. So before we kind of get to our hidden gem segment, here's the last question.
Okay.
What motivational or inspirational quote kind of describes your journey?
Consistency is key, I think. So if you follow me on Instagram, like I every day before I work out, I post a video on my story. And then when I'm done working out, I post a video. And generally they're very like kind of raw videos of whatever like struggles that happened that day during my workout, or if I'm happy or excited or kind of whatever emotion I have, I try to just, because it's real, right? Like this is what I'm walking through right now.
Yep.
So I try to keep it as real as possible. But my whole theme has been consistency. And a lot of times I'll say like consistency. Like you don't have to be extreme. You just have to be consistent. And for me, I think that's why it has been so important not to miss a day of working out for a full year, because I just want to prove to myself that I can be consistent in something. And that's what gets results. Like going to the gym for 9 hours once a week, that's not going to do anything. Like it's just going to make you tired and frustrated. But like going to the gym every day or working out every day for 30 to 50 minutes, 60 minutes, like that's where you start to see results. And
Yep.
same thing, like consistency within what I'm putting in my body. Like you can, fast or cut carbs for 2 weeks. Yeah, you might lose 10 pounds or 5 pounds or something, or cut it for a month. But if you don't consistently do that every single day, like you're not going to see any long-term changes.
That I can agree. For me, do you also do like reps? Like when you do, like if you do like upper body like
Oh yeah.
workout? Yeah. Yeah. For me, I can't even do that. I usually do like time bouts. Like
Okay.
usually if I could do like Tabata or 30-15 or 40-20 or even 60-30, that's kind of
Yeah.
like my time bouts. So I kind
So
of.
when I lift, I do like I follow like a Beachbody lifting program. And for me, it really works because I like tell people all the time, like I like black out when I work out. Like I don't remember what I did. Like I'll come upstairs and he's like, how's the workout? Oh, it was good. What'd you do? Oh, it was like chest, I think, and like back. And like, how do you not know what you did? I'm like, I don't know. I just like follow along and I pick up the weights. I do what I'm supposed to do. They count for me and I put them down. Like it's a no brainer.
Yeah, so that for me it's just time bouts. So that's
Yeah.
how, because you don't know how many reps you're gonna do. So you're just going at your own pace, and you just get the reps that you can actually do. Like it's almost like you're lifting until like failure.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
love it. You lift till fatigue. And I love that. I feel like that's a very like successful way to lift. I love lifting is my favorite. It is by far my favorite.
Yeah. It's half and half for me, but I'm mostly speed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, you're the runner. Yeah. No, not me. I hate cardio.
Yeah. All right, so we're at our hitting gym segment of our interview. So of course this is a series of questions that we're going to answer to our best of our ability.
Okay.
So all right, so our first question would be the best advice you ever gotten.
Oh my gosh. So I was like struggling with this one. I just I probably it was on a like an Instagram reel, and it was like a voiceover, and it was this guy, and he was like, you don't have to go to the gym for 9 hours. You just have to be consistent. Like, you don't have to be extreme. You just have to be consistent. I know we just kind of just walked through this whole thing, but for me, like I saved that audio, and I think I might have even made like a progress video of myself with that overlaid, because it like really just like hit home. Like, I'm kind of an extreme person, and I feel like that's my personality, right? So to level out and do something consistently every day, like that has been the best advice I've gotten during this whole journey.
Right. And it brings me to my next question. Usually people don't get this one, but they can't think of an answer for this one. But the worst advice you ever gotten.
Um, excuse me. The worst advice was absolutely to do the keto diet. I feel like everyone's just doing keto, and I feel like everyone is doing it wrong. And like, for me, and again, like, it just doesn't work for my body. And, we talked about this a little bit earlier. It's so, I don't know, like, going back to knowing your body and doing what works for you. And just because it's the fad, or just because everyone's doing it, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be successful with it. So just figuring out what works for you is going to be the best.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't try to follow those diets. They have like pills and stuff that's that.
Oh yeah. And like,
Uh-uh.
and that's it too. Like, you got to stop dieting. Like, I am not on a diet. Like, that's a 4-letter word in our house. Like, I created a lifestyle change,
Yep.
and that lifestyle change happened in basically in September of 2020. So my life, like, I don't diet, like, I don't restrict myself on any types of food, well, besides fat, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like, besides the things I can't have, but the things I can have, like, I don't know. It's a lifestyle change, and stop dieting, because you're just going to fail. You're just going to fail.
Probably the best advice I would say is, like, for me, be a fitness instructor so you don't have no excuse of not going to the gym or not
Yeah,
working out.
you
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, you have to. You're literally getting paid to work out. Oh, maybe I should look into that.
Yeah. So I'm a prisoner, so I'm trapped. So at least that's good for me.
I
I
love it.
yeah. So uh all right, next question. How do you reward yourself? I kind of call this a guilty pleasure.
I feel like my whole life is a reward. I don't know. I I have kind of an extreme personality. So I like to I think my mentality is work hard, play hard, right? So I work hard. I work hard at my workouts. I work hard at what I put in my body, and how I take care of myself. I work hard at my job. I'm pretty successful, and I really, really love it. And it's really important to me. I work hard at my relationships that I have. And because I do that consistently on a day-to-day basis, I also get to play hard, and I love to travel, and I, love to go shopping, and love to spoil my pets and do things with my friends and be with my family. So I think for me, I think my whole life's a guilty pleasure, to be honest with you. And I love it. I love every minute of it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely traveling is good. I'm definitely looking forward to going to Vegas again.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I love Vegas. I have some family out there, so I've been a bunch of times. I enjoy Vegas.
Yeah, I used to go down there for like a karate convention, so it'd be my 12th time going down there.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
We just booked Italy. So we're going to Italy this summer.
Oh,
Going to Utah next weekend. We're going up to Toronto, which I know for you back home, that's not really, traveling, but
yeah,
for people down here, it kind of is. So yeah, I really love to travel. I just want to see the world.
yeah. Definitely, I want to go back to Canada. I need to see my nieces. Yeah,
Yeah, are they there?
yeah. My brother and my sister-in-law live up in Mount Hope area. So yeah,
Okay.
so they got 2 kids. Yeah, I love them. I love
Oh,
them
that's
very much. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Especially my oldest niece. She's gonna be at least 15 this year. Yeah,
I love it. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Go see them. Go do it. Do
Oh
it.
yeah. Me and as Uncle TJ. Yeah.
I love it. Uncle TJ. That's the
Yeah.
best.
Uh, all right. Next question. What famous celebrity would you like to work out with?
Okay. So originally I was going to say Chris Hemmingsworth because he's Thor, first of
Yeah.
all, and he's gorgeous. And I like on Instagram, he's always posting his workouts. However, literally last night I was watching something and Henry Clavel does not do cardio. So I
Oh.
would like to work out with Superman. That is who I'm picking.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good choice because if you don't do cardio and he doesn't, and then
And
that'd be
he is
good.
ripped. Like he is like buff. And I'm like, I would love to just like watch you work out. And I just want to work out with you.
Yeah, I guess they was talking about something that he was going to do like a remake of a Highlander. So he's going to do
Really?
like that. Yeah, that's. I think I saw something about that. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that'd be like a good like movie for him to do. Like,
I think so. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, not to put like Christopher Lindbergh like out of the picture. No, he did a good Highlander, but
Yeah,
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 that'd be something to see.
absolutely. I'd watch that.
Yeah. But I'm kind of dying to see what that next Batman movie, the new Batman movie coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so do I. It's what is it? Robert Pattinson's gonna play Batman now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard, I don't know, I feel like I read something where he actually did a pretty decent job. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. I don't know. I'm a big Henry
Yeah.
Clavel fan.
Yeah. Let's see how many people cheer in that movie theater like they did the Spider-Man movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, I'm a huge nerd, TJ. I'm a huge nerd. I have watched all of the Marvel movies in order consecutively like 3 times, I think. We just finished Agents of Shield, all 7 seasons. Like, huge nerd.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about being nervous. You go to Comic Cons like I do. Yeah.
I know, like, so we haven't been we went to Gen Con, which I don't know. You would probably love Gen Con. So it's a tabletop gaming convention. It's in Indianapolis the first weekend of August. So we've been there and it's so much fun.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of Comic Cons, of course. I've been to a retro game con in Syracuse. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
so that
Yeah, it's coming to Louisville, that retro game thing. It's going to be in Louisville, I think in like June or something.
yeah. Yeah. Because I know there's one con I usually go to. It's like across the border, Niagara Falls Comic Con. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean that's really interesting. I like meeting famous people.
Yeah,
So
I heard the San Diego one is usually where all the like Avengers go, like all the super famous people usually go to that one.
yes, but I definitely want to meet most of the cast from Cobra Kai. So that's
Oh yeah, I heard on your other podcast. I think I watched the first season, maybe, or this first and second season, but I could assume you would love that show.
oh yeah. I watched like the fourth season, like I don't know how many times, like usually 10 times.
Oh my gosh, I
That's
love
how
that.
much I love the series. I can't wait for season 5 to come out.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so far I met 3 of the cast members.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mostly the original the cast members of the Karate Kid.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love the Karate Kid series. I love those movies. They were so good.
Yeah, I think I made William Zabka bow.
Oh my God, I love that.
I was simply telling them that this was like around a year that I just tested for 4th degree,
Okay.
of course, and I was cosplaying as like a Street Fighter character.
Okay.
Of course I met him, and I had my picture of Chuck Norris of having with me. Then I was like telling him that I was gonna be a master someday, and he just bows, has
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That is so cool. I love that for you.
Yeah, and also Martin Cove is kind of a decent guy. He's kind of like the mean guy. Crease, yeah, but he's like a nice guy, really. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's real great when you have a picture with Chuck Norris, and then they.
And I saw that. I saw that on your Instagram. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, so definitely I'm looking forward to Master Rank next year.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I mean, well, we will be there cheering you on in spirit for sure, because that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. All right. Secret talent.
Okay, so not really a secret that I play D&D, right? Like we were talking before, we have a podcast literally dropping in June of me and a bunch of people playing D&D. However, my secret talent is I paint D&D miniatures. So just like Henry Clavel, he prints little like warhead miniatures. So yeah, I'm actually really good at it. Like really good at, and I really love it. It's like something that like is so super, super nerdy, but I just freaking love it. It's so calming and so fun just to like sit and like just be super creative, and they're so tiny. They're literally so small, but it's so fun.
Yeah, I can say my secret talent is I could be like a voice actor because I could do like good voices.
I love
Uh,
that. You
yeah.
should do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got fool people with James Earl Jones. They thinking that he's actually here, but it's actually me doing the voice.
I know. I feel like you did it on one of the other episodes I listened to. I was like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a Star Wars freak too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was never really a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Star Trek fan. Like I love all the new Star Trek movies with like Chris Pine and all. Like I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, it's good. I think William Shatner is supposed to be going to that Niagara Falls Con this year. So
Oh, that's
hopefully,
awesome. That'd be really cool.
yeah, hopefully I can get across the border. Definitely I can meet him. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. That's it. TJ Williams meet TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
I love that show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So if you were in a movie, what kind of movie would you be in?
Oh my gosh, probably. I mean, I'd have to say a Marvel movie, but like, yeah, I mean, I'd like Avengers style, Black Widow, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the movies are so well done, and I love the comedic relief out of it. And for me, like, that's it. I love making people laugh. So, I think that would be so fun. And I don't know like what superhero I would be or whatever, but in some aspect, I'd love to be in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, now I gotta go watch Disney Plus and see all those movies now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Please tell me you don't start with the Hulk one because it's pointless. Just start with Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And watch them in release order.
Yep.
And like the more you watch them, the more like you start picking up on like little Easter eggs and things that are kind of hidden, and they're just so well done. They're so well done.
Yeah, I think there's one movie that you might like. I don't know if you've seen it. It's Ready Player One. Yeah, I don't think
No.
it's. Oh, you'll love it. It's like basically
Okay.
It's basically pop culture.
Okay.
It's basically yeah, it's basically you're going to a virtual reality and you're basically a character like your own character, but you got all these pop cultures going around, like people like Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
yeah, you actually watch the movie. You'll
I
see
will.
what
I
I'm
will
talking
for
about.
sure. I will for sure watch it. I will absolutely. Did you watch Free Guy?
Free Guy
with Ryan Reynolds? It's new. He's like a NPC player. He's like an NPC in a video game that like takes over the video game.
I mean, I gotta watch that. What is that?
It's called Free. It just came out. I don't know if it's on Netflix yet or not. It's called Free Guy.
All right, so I gotta watch that. Right?
Yeah, you have to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, he was so funny in
Oh my gosh,
Deadpool.
he's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, if it was just him and who else I would say him and who would be as funny as Ryan Reynolds?
Oh my gosh. I feel like, oh my gosh, sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it'd be him and Paul Rudd in like a sarcastic battle, or like just
yeah. Yeah, like make me laugh, kind of like those things that go back and forth and like can't like you have to like, yeah, I would totally watch that. I would 100%. It's out there, it probably exists. They probably are like friends.
Yeah. It was that great transaction from him going between the Green Lantern to doing Deadpool. So
oh my god, yeah. And then he like always like makes fun of the fact that he like played like shitty Green Lantern, and like always like those are like the best interviews when he like just like pokes fun. Or like other like I don't know if you follow them on social media, like him and his wife Blake Lively, but they're always like literally trolling each other, and it's like the funniest thing. I love that. He's really funny. I really like him as a person. I say that like I know him, like we're close personal friends. We're not.
Yeah. And I know him and The Rock pretty much been in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Well, and that was the other thing. So when you had asked that question, like, who do you want to work out with? Like, I was going to say The Rock, but like the episode I just listened to, somebody said that. I was like, I got to pick somebody different, but I'd love to work out with him. That gym that he has, like, oh my God. And he's like such a positive person. And like, for me, like, I just want to be around positive people. And like, he just is so uplifting and so inspiring. So yeah, I would love to hang out with him.
Yeah. Him and Kevin Hart, definitely.
Oh my. Okay. I want to tell you a little secret. I never used to like Kevin Hart. I like thought he was just like obnoxious, but I lately like have started watching him in some things, and he played in this movie called Fatherhood. It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's like a more serious role. He's hysterical. Like him and that, and in Jumanji, like
Oh yeah.
oh my God, he's so fun. He's like so funny. So I'm like now on the Kevin Hart bandwagon, which like 2 years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have like rolled my eyes and said, ugh, no, but I'm a big fan now.
Yeah, I think him and Cat Williams were supposed to do a battle, but I don't know if that happened.
Oh yeah, that would be, I would like to watch that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, Cat Williams is all right. He's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty funny.
All right.
I feel like we could have this podcast, you and I just talking about movies.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, final question of the Hidden Gem: 10 years from now.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see. 10 years from now makes me 44. Oh, it'll be what, our like 30th high school reunion or something crazy like that. So yeah, I think I want to be just a better version of the version that I am now. Right. So just like staying on this consistency and this health kind of journey that I'm on. And I mean, hopefully by then I will have, lost the weight and be kind of where ideally I think I want to be at, and be strong and healthy and be able to do fun things like hiking and just living a really active lifestyle. That's what I want. Like, I want to be happy. I'm happy now. I want to be happy then. It's kind of where I'm at. Like nothing huge, nothing like, I want to be retired. I don't know. I just want to be happy.
Yeah, that's always the biggest goal: being happy
Yeah.
of your accomplishments and your goal. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, we get one life. And I think sometimes, we forget that we're only on this earth for a short period of time, and that this is it. So like, do the things that make you happy. If you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, change it. Like if it's from a health or a fitness perspective or a relationship perspective or whatever, like some of the most difficult things I've done in my life have been the most scariest things, but they've also been the most rewarding in the end. Like moving to Louisville, like out of nowhere, like getting promoted and moving, 600 miles away where I don't know a single person. Like it was scary, but like you just got to do it, like you just got to be happy. And I don't know. That's where I'm at. And I'm there now. And I want to be there still in 10 years from now.
Hey, awesome. All right. So before we kind of close this out, any last words you'd like to say to listeners out there?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like I talked so much. Yeah, I just keep doing what you're doing, right? Like, and if you're out there and you're starting a fitness journey or your lifestyle change, and you don't know what you're doing, or, reach out to people and ask for help, and follow somebody on social media, or, do some research and just figure out what works for you. And if you try something and it doesn't work, it's okay. Like, don't give up, just try something else. Like, have some humility. Like, we're all kind of walking through this stuff together. I, like TJ and I were kind of talking before, like I kind of live I live my fitness journey through Instagram. So I would love you guys to follow me at sammy.marieb, and TJ is going to post it in the show notes. But every day before I start working out, I post my like a little commentary, and then I do my workout and I post something, and they're really real. They're really raw. Like I've gotten some great feedback from people like, man, like you're so real. And I'm like, this is life. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm walking through. So whatever you're doing, just keep doing it, keep walking through, and you'll hit your goals at some point, and just be happy.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. So hopefully good luck in your journey. And
Thank
so
you.
definitely I'm going to look at you as 10 years from now, and definitely you probably be a bodybuilder by now.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe, but definitely I'll let you know when I hit my 365 days for sure.
We're going to definitely look at Instagram there.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, TJ.
All right, so we're gonna do a little closing to our episode. So for those who are just tuning in, make sure you tune into my previous episodes on the bicbpradio.com, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And I'll see you next time for another episode here at the Fit Fighter Podcast. This is your instructor, or should I say, fellow fitness goer, TJ Williams, bowing you out.